Nation and pledge. Start with the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, thank you for being with all of us here today. Thanks for bringing us safely here. Help us to set goals and to do the work that you would have us do for this community. Thank you for all that you've done for Hardeeville and its citizens. We ask again for your intervention in your most precious name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so I'm going to call the March 9th Hardeeville Parks, Recs, and Tourism meeting to order. It is 5:32, maybe 5:31 p.m. And the first order of business is the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right, that's unanimous. We'll move down to public comments. Jen?
There are no public comments.
Okay, so we'll move down to public presentations.
No public presentations.
All right, so we will now move to old business.
No old business.
All right. So now we will move to presentation and approval of minutes from the January 12th, 2026 meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, unanimous. And we'll move to new business, and I know we have new business, Jen.
We definitely do. So first on the business tonight, we are going to introduce you all to Miss Reagan Everett. If you'll come up to the podium, kind of squeeze through there. For the public, we have a interesting array over here of
Chairs.
how we're
Yeah.
meeting today.
Obstacle course over.
Right? Reagan started with us in mid-January, or actually towards the end of January, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
the 23rd.
Yeah. So she
26th,
is,
excuse me.
she is replacing Haley. Haley is still with us via contract. Her last day will be April the 10th. So I'll let Reagan give an introduction of her background, and if you have any questions for her, please ask.
Hello, all. I come to the Parks Department, PRT. Previously, I've been running my own business, but prior to that, pre-COVID era, I worked at a museum in Savannah. I was their community relations and events manager for about 2 years there. Prior to that, while I was in grad school at Georgia Southern, I worked with the Statesboro Convention and Visitors Bureau, putting on events, usually a little bit more geared in the historical nature, but have always loved planning community events. So when this opportunity came available, I was very eager and excited to join them, and it's been a fun ride so far. Finally getting settled in. We've got two big events coming up. With Easter, we have the Bunny Bash next Friday, and then the following weekend we have our Easter egg hunt, and everything's on track. So,
Anybody have any questions?
It's good to meet you.
Welcome aboard.
thank you.
Congratulations.
All
Live
right.
here in Hardeeville?
Pardon?
You live here in Hardeeville?
Used to live here in Hardeeville, but I now live over in Savannah, Wilmington Island area. But hoping to make our way back here. My husband, he's in the market for a new job, so we're kind of seeing where he gets a job, where we're going.
Yeah, because that's a drive.
It's well, to me, it doesn't feel that bad because I was driving an hour and a half every day. So with my business, I used to work Bluffton, Hilton Head, Beaufort, so I was driving all the way out to the islands and stuff like that. To me, it's just a quick shot. It's 45 minutes. That's not bad.
Feel a lot better when exit 3 gets in there.
Hey, yeah.
Hopefully.
All right, thank you, Reagan.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, I feel obligated
Welcome.
now since I'm the only person.
Yeah, we don't attract too big of a crowd.
Okay.
Change though, right?
Yeah,
Terry, you're gonna be
that's
bringing the
right.
crowd in.
Yeah.
Moving down to B, which is the RAC 2026-27 goals.
Yes. So you have your old 24, 25 goals. So obviously it's now 26. And so you can look at the goals, make some changes. I'm going to give you a few updates to where we're at. And the last time we did this, you guys were pretty much the same and in line with our council. And a lot has changed. So I'll go over that really quick for you, and then you all will be able to talk amongst yourselves. We can always add new priorities as well. These are the ones that you settled on many, many moons ago. It took us like 5 hours to nail these down, so these have been pretty much in the forefront. The priority one was the trail system, part of the ALTA plan. So that was to design phase 2 of the Richard Gray Recreation Complex. So it's not open to the public yet, but phase 2 is already underway. So kudos to you all for choosing this as priority 1. We got to work, so it is definitely ready to go. We are still working right now with developers to initiate the Heron Point Trail development. For those that travel along Main Street, you'll see down there by, Welsh Drive, that whole area right there where they're clear cutting, right by the AME church. That whole area right there, we're going to have our pathway that's going to go from there all the way to Highway 17 on the opposite side, coming in where the bridge is that goes over the overpass where PD Quicks is. Our trail will be on the back side of that, and it comes all the way to Main Street. So connecting 17 to Main Street. So we're working on that. Priority 2, the master plan development. As much as I would love to say that we've got some growth on that, council opted not to fund the strategic plan. So that's kind of got pushed back. It doesn't mean that it's not important. It just means that there were other priorities, and of course costs that were associated. So the Millstone Landing, we are making some improvements. We did sort of do the exploratory committee to look and see. We have all of the old paperwork that we have from a couple of years back where they did the master plan. Right now with Exit 3 coming into play, with a lot of development that's coming in that area, it's definitely a good time to start looking at what we can do with Millstone. So what we opted to do instead of going after a master plan and trying to figure that out at this point, we decided to make some upgrades. So we are working with Public Works. So we are looking at repaving the parking lot area out there. This all has to be approved, of course. This is something we'll take to ATAX. And then we're also looking at making some other improvements to the boat landing to include some of the muck out, which hasn't been done probably in the last 20, maybe 25 years. So anyone that's very familiar with that area, the river constantly turns and it dumps right there. So we do have to get that done and taken care of. So still very, very important. And like I said, now with Exit 3, obviously timing is very important. So the next one, priority 4, East Argent Conservation Easement. I'm not sure if any of you saw, the Parkers did have their ribbon cutting. It's been open for a while, but their official ribbon cutting was, I think this past week. I think maybe it was Thursday of last week, Thursday or Friday, I think, of last week. So that area is going to continue to grow. As of right now, there were no plans from council to put funding in the CIP for this at this time. So, and again, the conservation easement, that 1,300 acres is specifically for passive recreation. It's a beautiful plot of land. Unfortunately, we can't build soccer fields and turf fields and all that kind of stuff. It is basically for a very natural passive park. For anyone who has been to the Island Preserve, Sea Pines Preserve is probably the best. Lady Islands has one as well that they just opened a few years ago. That's another conservation easement they turned into a really pretty passive park. So not that it's not a priority anymore, just that we had a big one called Splash Pad kind of came into play.
So you're saying that's like the property, the land that's just made to be natural?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
The kids
Yes.
could still play on it if they wanted to?
A A little, but not really. I mean, it's made for, again, conservation. When you think of it, think of like a natural park. Think about your national park systems, all your trails. stuff like
wildlife
that. That's
and-
really
Oh, okay.
what it's made for.
Yeah.
So, you
Green
know,
spaces is really,
we do have about 80 acres. Now, a good portion of that is wetlands. But that property, at some point, we will do a master plan for it, and that is active. And I knew my medication was going to run out.
that's
about
on
this
E-Star.
time.
So you're saying there's passive land and
Yes, they're two
and
separate.
80 acres also.
They are two separate areas. The 1330 EA, what we affectionately called it, that is just for passive recreation. That is our conservation district. And then we have about 80 acres, which is well within, it's kind of sandwiched in between where the conservation district is, where, oh gosh, what's the name of it? It used to be Hampton Point, Riverton Point. And then we have the easement that kind of comes through like a little jelly bean, kind of sandwiched between the two. And then our property is all the way in the very back. And then priority 5 was the safety maintenance improvements of Richard Gray. And this is a huge milestone, so prepare. I want to let y'all know, I got here in 2018. We have completely finished the Richard Gray master plot in less than 10 years, so. Awesome.
Kudos.
It's not something that happens overnight, so that's a big, big kudos to all of you, and a very big kudos to our council. When we had our strategic plan, that was one of the things that we were very proud about. You know, once we have these master plans in place, a lot of people think they just, you know, go on a shelf or somewhere. They don't. Parks and Rec has really been working to do as much as they can to get it all done, so. There is a little bit of improvements that we're working on, but it's more fencing, that kind of stuff. And then
What about staffing?
staffing, well, we took it off because we got Willis, but you can always add staffing as another priority. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling.
Your
It's because I'm talking. Look, I've been in my office all day quiet.
She has. She's been fine all day.
Medication run out at 5, and I didn't bring any extra. I completely forgot. But yes, you can add staffing if you wanted to. I will get into a little bit about what I've done for the budget. This year, we did ask for 2 full-time employees and a promotion of one of our current employees who's with us. So that has been presented to city manager and finance manager, so they'll take all that stuff back, and at some point, council will vote on all that. But we have
that's 2 more full-time, right?
one for our parks, and then one would be for Reagan's division. We have a lot of people that want us to do, you know, Food Truck Fridays or a 5th Friday with, you know, music and, you know, having, you know, all the different things that we can do, more events, more. But again, I mean, I tell you all this not to, you know, be like, oh, woe is us, but the team that you see is it. So volunteers, we certainly love to have, but you're going to have to rely on us to have it. So we'll see how it goes. And then the last priority that we had added in, which is now really a top priority, we have really sailed above on this, was to build a splash pad within the city limits. So if you remember, we did establish an exploratory committee, reviewed the options. We took that to council, had a couple of workshops with that. They approved it to be up here, right beside where the library's at, where the old city hall was gonna be. So we've provided that analysis, and we have moved on, and I can tell you, I think, not last week, the week before, contract was signed, so we're good to go.
That's
We're
very
super
exciting.
excited.
Yeah.
We have a meeting this week with the developers, so we're pretty excited to get that ball rolling, so. I know Josh is just as excited as we are, and I know Jody, she'll obviously come back and give you guys some updates on that. But if we had our choice, it would be July of 2027, but you all know how
Yeah.
building in the slow country is. So that would be a very aggressive build. But realistically, we've pushed it into 2028. But you never know. A developer might come back and, who knows? Might be kind of crazy and we're going to have a splash pad like next week. Just kidding. Just kidding. So those are the goals. Those are where we're at. So it's completely up to you all. If there's anything you want to take off, or if you think there's something that we need to be looking at differently, again, we're really trying to hit all of these, and still do programming and things like that. Without the staff, it is hard to add additional programming. This past weekend, we just had a tournament. It was the largest tournament that we've ever had to date. We're continuing to try and push the envelope as much as we can. But our staff sometimes is a little tired. So,
That's all I've been hearing this morning is all the staff is like, oh,
yeah, we're everywhere. So, and we love it. It is, it's a different lifestyle. We don't mind working on the weekends and all that kind of fun stuff. But it does bring a lot of eyes to Hardyville. And we got a really good report back from the hotels in our area. So all those people that came to that tournament, they stayed here in Hardyville. So that's
That's
our goal.
nice.
That's what we want. So,
What
all
kind
right,
of
now I'm
tournament
gonna
was
be
it?
quiet.
Jennifer,
Baseball tournament?
Jiu-jitsu.
we've got the splash pad, but we all know it's not just the splash pad over there. So what is it? I mean, I know it's TB Carroll Park and it's the Veterans Park. Is the splash pad, does it have a separate name or the depot?
It will be the depot.
All right, so in that area, we have the depot, TB Carroll. Didn't they change the name somewhat?
I'm not sure how we're
Something-
going to incorporate the TB Carroll. The depot itself won't be called TB Carroll Park, but I do know we were talking about.
I know it'll have a sign. Yeah, it'll have the arch and.
And then we might do something with the train as well. To zhuzh it up and then maybe make a placard. Those things are really cool, like with what we did at Juju behind, so people know, who TB Carroll is and have pictures and things like that versus just a name.
All right, so then you have the train, and the train kind of goes with the depot, I guess.
The train is staying as of now. That thing's going to be expensive to move, so it will be there.
Okay, but it needs to be, something needs to be done to it. Is it, they're just going to do it there? It needs some work, doesn't it?
it's
I
not gonna
can
make
get
any
with
long
Public
trips.
Works to see, restoration. They did do a restoration when they put it, they installed it. I don't know when that was done. I'd have to look and see and go back.
I mean, you hate for everything else to be brand new around it, and it looked like,
Can you go inside? Is there anything
It's
inside?
just
Is it
the
any
engine.
historical stuff inside of the train?
it's just the engine, and they took all the, the parts out of it, the whatever, so it's just,
It's just
right,
a shell then.
Picture taken.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just for show.
Well, I mean, it is the original, it is an original steam engine. It's the one that was used in Argent. They just, for some reason, we actually looked at, when I was on council in 2010, I think 2011 or 2012, we looked at whether we could make it operational again, and we contracted with Georgia Railway, Railroad, whatever that's right across. And it just wouldn't be a feasible project, they told us. So, I mean, we did look at that, but,
Steam, because there's very few of those left.
right. So you've got that, and then you've got the Veterans Park. And then
Memorial Park.
so is the building part of the Memorial Park that's gonna be there?
So there's two new buildings that are being erected at Memorial Park. That's kind of where your bathrooms are going to be. And then it's almost like an overhang of a shelter. Like if you wanted to, I don't know, if you wanted to have an event, Veterans Day celebration or anything like that, people could set up pretty much right over there. It has the overhang that comes over it. And then the depot where the old City Hall, was, we're gonna have, a building there that will have bathrooms, and we'll also have a small area that will house, all the hardware for the splash pad. And then we're also gonna have a small area where we'll able to sell like some concessions. So we'll be looking for hopefully a third party.
And that's where the historical stuff is going.
Well, we'll have a lot of,
Right.
Historical
Right,
information.
right.
Yes, about the train and all that, and we'll play that into, the theme and look of it. And the depot itself really does look like one of the old depots. It's really cool, so.
Well, you had pictures at the last meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking through my stuff and I have a lot of pictures of the original one that was here. So if there's something y'all need.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know we talked too about the, we have that map from like the 1950s of that's the aerial view, which might be a cool thing to
absolutely.
put in there.
Yep.
And it should be somewhere in City Hall, so, hopefully.
Yeah,
All right,
it'll be a
so,
fun project to get it all together.
yeah, so there's 3 areas over there. So when we're,
It's 2. So the depot itself will include where the library is. Right now, you have the little butterfly garden.
Mm-hmm.
That area is gonna open up to where the train is right now, and it will be completely fenced in. Where the old City Hall building is where the bathroom building house will be, and that will be completely enclosed. And then we'll have, a little roadway with parking right there. And then on the back side where Memorial Park is, that's a whole nother park. So, I mean, you can walk from one to the other, but they're not, the same.
so where is parking at?
So it'll be where the roadway is. If you pull into where the, library is, there's like a little dirt road. You know where the old Station 81 was?
Mm-hmm.
That little access road?
That's where
That is
parking
gonna
will be,
become part
okay,
of the road, and there's gonna be parking in that area.
okay,
And it's much needed, for sure.
okay. All right, because I know we need to include this in our priorities because there's a lot of activity over there.
Yep.
But I don't know exactly what we need to reference as,
When you do the priorities and goals, you just have to let us know which one are your priorities. Like right now, obviously, build the splash pad, that would be one of the top priorities. The trail system was your number 1 priority, so we're already in place with that. The splash pad was at the bottom, but council said, no, we're putting it at first. So that happened after we'd already had our goals. So again, you could put your splash pad and then go back into your trails and then figure out where you want to go. And you can always take some of these off. These are just the core ones that, like I said, a couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember, we went through that whole song and dance of having to find what the goals were. But it's completely up to y'all. I would just open it up to, the commission and get their ideas. And then you all can vote on it collectively.
okay. Do we need to mention the YMCA in any of this stuff? Because I know, aren't they supposed to be partnering with us, or is that more a county?
We
No?
don't have a part.
Okay, must be county, all right. Terry, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I guess my priorities and others' priorities are not the same.
We got a fence around Juju, be calm.
When I see priority, I see something coming, not something that's already done, started.
Something
You
new.
follow what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
those are your goals and priorities, what you're working towards.
So, like the splash pad, it's a done deal. That would not be priority 1 for me. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I sideways?
I cannot comment, sir.
I don't know because, we've seen the early stuff, but I don't know how, if it's been redone, like we may have to,
Look at the equipment.
right. I don't think we cannot have it in here because there's a lot of work that we'll
Okay,
be
and that's-
involved in, I would think.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, for instance, Richard Gray is done. It's not a priority anymore. Am I wrong or am I right? It moves out, would it
It
not?
is pretty much done.
Yeah, we don't need to have that in there, I don't think.
All right, I just wanna know,
I can
where
tell
my
you,
thinking needs
when
to go.
one of my first meetings on this commission, I asked about the splash pad, and the answer I got was, yeah, that's not gonna happen
yeah,
anytime
I remember that too.
soon. And here we are,
Yeah,
yeah.
Might just leave the Heron Point Trail in there, because it was number 3 in there. And it's not,
Moving.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is it's somewhat,
Interject, all of these things are moving. So when you guys establish these goals, so for like the trail system, that was your priority 1. What that does for me and my team is it pushes us to move harder on this project and this goal, which is what you see now and reflected in what we're doing. So if you were to go in the back and you wanted to go see the trail, you can't you could physically get on it. You're not supposed to. There's a gate that's right up there right now. It says no trespassing, but you can see the improvement of what we've done. This current fiscal year, we're going to continue to ask. It's about $500,000, and we're also going to apply for a grant to finish that trail. So, like I said, the goals and priorities, think about it over the next year to 2-year time frame, because these things don't happen overnight.
right.
Like with the splash pad, we were told, no,
Yep.
it's not a priority. And then all of a sudden it was like, it's a priority. And I was like, yep, got it.
that's why we
We're
put it
looking at it
last,
right now.
right, because we didn't think it was gonna go
It
anywhere,
just
so we
depends
just,
on what council, and of course funding too. Now, I will tell you, PRT is very conservative with the DAs that we've spent. And a lot of our projects are from a different pot of money than versus like the general fund. So when we have accommodation taxes that we utilize, and every time you guys go out and you have a prepaid or pre-made meal, anything like that, those are your hospitality taxes. So those taxes come back to the city, and that's what in turn help build your rec center. So we're very conservative about what we spend so that we have more money to be able to bring more and more. It's one of the reasons why we were able to finally, after what feels like 50 years, I know I haven't been here that long, but that parking lot project, I don't think we were ever going to get it done.
No.
Worse than Juju.
that and the playground, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, the playground went up pretty fast originally. We
Yeah.
literally, we pulled the old one
What
down.
was
And
there?
the new one went up like the next
Yeah,
day.
no,
And we were
it
like,
was-
what happened?
Yeah, that all went quick. It was the fence.
Yeah, the
Took
benches.
9,000,
And the pavilion.
42
took
days
7
and 6
years.
hours to finish. I was counting.
Yeah, but again, like the recreation master plan, there's no movement on it. There's no movement on it. This year, it's not in our CIP, which means that we've not asked for funding for it. And I don't believe that council is going to fund it. However, if it's important to you all to have something, then this is your way to put this information in here. And then at some point, this goes back to council so they can look at it and see. We are pretty much in line with council on most of these, so, and that's taken a long time to get in unison.
All right, now when you said $500,000 and a grant,
Yep,
is that to finish phase 2?
yes, ma'am.
So,
Done. That will be
so it's
completed.
underway, but we're still needing additional money in order to make sure that it's finished all the way. So I don't think we can take it off of a priority if it's not,
It's not completed.
Right.
We're still
No,
waiting,
and
yeah.
that's what I'm,
Yeah, your
these
splash pad
things
and
that
your
are,
trail are definitely, those are two that.
so that's
those are
number
the
one
only
and,
two in
that's 1 and
CIP.
2. That's 1 and 2 in my list.
but we don't need to anymore, do we? We already have a design, right?
No, ma'am.
No, we don't.
No, the recreation master plan, this is your strategic.
No, I'm talking about number 2 under priority 1. We can take that out.
Sort of. So we're working with Carla, who is our Public Works Director and also our city engineer. So there's some things that she can do, but we still have to get some design work done.
So leave it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the grant process.
And then, of course, we need to leave Heron Point in there because,
Yeah. That
They
will
haven't-
likely end up being 28, 29. And that one's gonna be minimal. That's like a crush and run trail. And the developer is actually building the parking area for that. as well. So, and one of the trailheads. So that's a good thing with our DA, getting a little bit of that money back, so.
All right, so what do y'all think about, so we'll just leave priority one in here, but it might not be priority one, okay? We'll decide that later,
Splash pad,
right?
splash pad, right.
Well, let's go through all of them and then see if there's anything else we need to add, and then we can figure out what's 1, 2, whatever. But we don't need to change the 1, 2, and 3 under there. All right, so for the recreation master plan development, is there anything in here, Jen, that needs to change as far as what the needs are? I mean, since it hasn't moved forward, I would think it's pretty much would stay like it is, but,
Because nothing's being done, it's just at a
Right.
standstill.
Drop it down,
Yeah,
make room for something more important, because
put the splash pad in there instead.
You put me on the spot. So
Sorry.
I have to be careful. As your PRT director, I would tell you, these are all my priorities, always. But again, from the commission standpoint, it has to be your priority.
I'm talking about the wording of the needs that you have that are attached to this. Is there any wording that needs to change under here? Okay.
Well, number 3 is, you said you already put in for that, right?
Priority, number 3.
Millstone Landing.
Number 3, she said.
For the staffing.
But as we add things, staffing's gonna continue to be an issue. So
yeah.
I don't think
Issue.
we
It has
ever
been.
wanna take staffing out of
no.
anything, but that's just
That'll
me.
Look at her
sneak
eyes.
up, yeah.
All right,
Her eyes, and she ain't been here 2 months yet.
let's look at priority 3. That's Millstone Landing.
So we have established an exploratory committee.
So we don't need
And
to create
we
a,
are working with the Exit 3. So Josh and Neil are heavy into it with the mayor and of course all of our council as well. So as Exit 3 continues to grow and move forward, Millstone Landing priority might change with council. As of right now, we have not requested that we do a master plan just yet. I always say Millstone really is our hidden gem. It is one of the most used boat landings on this side of the border. We actually have people from Georgia that will come and use ours versus some of the other ones as well. So, but we are doing a lot right now to kind of bring it up to date. So, I mean, that's a,
well, we might write a number, we might write in here, since you already have the exploratory committee, continue to focus on and put you said, improvements and then, the parking lot and the boat landing. So we could reword it and kind of put something to that effect.
Okay.
All right, East Argent Conservation Easement for priority 4. I mean, if they haven't done a master plan for the recreation, they're probably,
That's dropping way down as far as.
yeah.
yeah, we will not be able
It's still
to,
something that needs to be,
we will not be
looked
able
at,
to
but-
do anything with the
Just that
conservation
needs to be
area
looked
until
at.
there is a master plan put in place.
Okay, so
There's
could
always the basic
could we
management of it.
ease this into the number 2?
So, yes and no. The strategic plan is the overall plan for our department, which will include all of our property that we have. And it basically gives you a snapshot into 10, 15, 20 years from now, where there's gonna be pocket parks. How do you wanna deal with Millstone? How do you wanna, all those things that the city wants to grow towards. And then
Well, if that's the case, I don't see why we can't just take that totally out. It would have to be included in any master plan that's developed, right?
yes,
So
will not be able to be developed without one.
I don't know why we would need it to be separate because they're not gonna work on this and they can't till this other thing's done, so.
You're likely gonna get your conservation easement master plan before you're gonna get your strategic plan. Your strategic plan is much more expensive than a master plan. Master plan might run you about $50,000 to $75,000. The strategic plan's gonna run you about 200.
Is this the only conservation easement property that we have?
Yes, ma'am.
Seriously, in the entire city?
That Parks and Rec holds, yes, ma'am. That's a lot of acreage. It's 1,300 acres. It's a pretty big one.
With no fields.
No, sir.
80 acres.
Well, technically not really 80 acres because a lot of it's in the swamp.
Well,
But we could probably program that.
No,
It's
there's
just-
where the
it's
splash
swamp
pads,
ball.
that's where the splash pad should have went.
well, I don't know. They're cutting all those trees down on 17 and all that is swamp. So the first big rain we have, I'm waiting. Because there's no trees to suck it up.
For a whole lot less than 2 or 3 million.
All right, so,
You got a lot of rednecks around here, love
I mean, we can leave it, but I think it's gonna have to drop down.
I think you're
To
right.
the very
Everybody's
end.
dropping that one.
Maybe the very last
Yeah.
priority.
Okay,
Maybe we make it 6, because
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, safety, maintenance, improvements of Richard Gray Recreational Complex Park,
Pretty much deleted what we said.
done. So we don't need any of this in here anymore. All right, so priority 5 drops off. At least we got one done. And then the splash pad will have to change to,
Number 1 or 2.
well, we'll have to include the other things that are part of it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because eventually all that's gonna be relegated to the rec department and it's all right there together, so, I mean, you'll be, you'll be
All right,
dealing with it.
I got a proposal.
Okay,
How about 1 trail system, 2 splash, 3 millstone.
wait a
4
minute. One trail system, which you're talking about priority,
Yep, it's already number 1.
all right,
Splash pad moves to 2. 3 stays the same. 4 stays the same. 5 is taken by 2, or 2 moves to 5.
3 and 4 are same, and number 5 we're done with.
'Cause it's-
I just want to let y'all know these are the most terrible list.
I think,
Thanks, Jen.
peppermint.
so what did you have priority 2 as?
Splash pad.
Moving
Splash pad.
to, no,
Since that's
what
already
did
there.
priority 2 become, what number?
Oh, the original number 2?
Yes.
That was the recreational master plan.
Yeah,
That's what we were saying need to be moved down. It was gonna be a while on anything on that.
So what number did you assign it, is what I'm saying?
5.
5, okay.
I'm sorry.
So it's last,
Yes.
all right.
Really, the only thing that changed is splash pad moved to 2,
I really think,
and the other one dropped out. 5 dropped out.
I think the splash pad and the, all the other stuff needs to move to 1, and the other thing needs to move to 2, because there's a lot more work and there's a lot more activity going on with all of that building over there. So I don't know that we can, like, I know the trails things are being done too, but with the one that's number 6 now, there's a lot of there's a lot
Right.
of building, there's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
don't-
stuff that's gonna have to really be monitored and watched, and staffing, and there's just gonna be a lot of stuff that comes with all that.
important and,
I don't think those switching places means anything. No, it doesn't to me. I mean, those are the 2 priorities.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 going. The number 1 with the trail system, it's gone for long.
Right, so let's just make it
funding.
2.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I mean, this council is so gung ho about the last one too, so
so
let's,
let's keep the council on our side. for
right, let's
pushing.
make it number 1. I think they'll like that if we make it number 1. And then we'll change,
The trail to
the
number.
trail to number 2. All right, so I have priority 1 moving to 2. Priority 2 moving to 5. right?
Gotcha.
Priority 3 would stay 3.
Yeah, but you didn't fill 2. You moved 2, but you didn't fill it.
Yeah, the trail
Two
went
is the
down to
trail.
2. The trail's 2.
The trail moved to 2.
Trail
Okay, you've already
moved to
moved
2.
it. Okay,
Okay.
gotcha,
But priority 2 became 5.
gotcha. You're right.
Priority 3 stayed 3.
Correct,
Priority 4 stayed 4.
Right.
correct.
And then we,
Priority 5, we're dropping off
That was priority 2.
the safety maintenance improvements.
no, it would become number 6. Right? Or number 5. It would be number 5 because number 6 became number 1.
Well, we had one leave.
We dropped off 1.
5,
Yeah.
5 dropped.
Yeah.
So the master plan is 5?
Thought you moved
Is that
2 to
right?
5.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I was,
So priority 5 dropped off.
right.
That's the and then that's why this master plan became number 5, because it's now the last one.
Okay.
Is that okay, everybody? Now, Jen, do we need to vote on this, or can you maybe at the next meeting provide like wording, and then we can,
Yes, what I'll do is I'll take this back based off of your feedback, and then at the next meeting, we'll bring it back. It'll be voted under as old business.
okay, all right.
So,
And then if we need to make changes or additions, we can do that then. Okay.
number 1 is the trail.
No,
No.
Splash
Number
pad.
1 is the splash pad, and we have included the other stuff in that area in there.
Okay. Number 3, Millstone, that stays the same.
Correct.
Right. Priority 1 becomes priority 2.
Number 4, which was East Argent.
Stays 4.
days 4.
5 drops off.
Okay, and the last one is the strategic plan.
Master
Priority 2 becomes 5.
Okay, are there any other priorities you want to add?
Is there anything we need to add?
The only thing on what we've got going on is up there, and that's included. We don't have any other,
Not that I know of.
goings on.
Is there anything at the rec center that needs,
It's already being done. That's
so
the,
everything, the parking, all that, so everything's good over there? We're golden
That's
over
all
there.
Yes.
Been handled.
Is the YMCA going to affect our rec center?
Will it
You think?
affect our rec center?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It might have some of the programming stuff. They duplicate a lot of what we do, but I don't think it's gonna have much, effect.
It'll probably help us, really.
Their pool is huge. We took a tour, and
Yeah.
the pool was up and filled. I'm like, it looks, I don't know, it looks like an Olympic pool. It's huge.
Where is that gonna be?
East
Where?
Right
Oh,
down
it's
from
back there
Parker's.
by the school, in East Argent.
Argent, yep.
Yeah.
That's not far from Parker's. It's not far from that light.
You just follow where
Just
Parker is,
follow
you go all the way
all the
there.
way down.
It'll be on your left-hand side.
They
That's
were
what-
giving
on your right-hand side.
tours last week, and they were giving tours, and people were signing up for info and are ready for membership.
Their membership base is a little bit different than ours, but our membership base, now we are asking for a small increase. We haven't had any revenue increases since we opened in 21. So right now, I think it's like $10 a month for residents, which is,
Ridiculous.
I didn't say that, you did, sir.
Yeah. It is. It's
So it is
ridiculous.
a smaller increase, but the majority of people, when you think about it, if you're a Y person, you're gonna seek a Y out, and you'll go to wherever,
Oh,
you know,
that's
the Y
true,
is.
yeah.
But most people will travel, within a 5 to 10 minute radius of where they're at. Unless they have amenities in their own, you know, like we have an amenity center where I live. I don't ever use it. I'll use the rec center first before. But there's a lot of things that we have that they don't have. But again, I mean, we're partners, with them. So, you know, again, we're not, you know, we're not trying to steal business from anyone or anything like that. Again, we're here to provide services, for the community. And, as much as I would love to provide services all over the place, Now, I'm just telling you right now, I don't make it sugar-free, but here, we got all kinds of them.
What a mom.
I'm telling you.
That's allergies.
We got that, we got wild cherry, hold on, wait a minute. We even got watermelon, look, I'm gonna hook you up right here. Right here, live on TV.
Smorgasbord.
Oh, boy.
Medication is run out. But anyway, yeah, like I said, we work with them a lot, on their different stuff, and one of the things that I'm very hopeful for is that, childcare continues to be a huge burden,
Yes.
for a lot of our parents and families in this area. So Boys and Girls Club, they're doing a lot. They just opened their center in Ridgeland at the KT Destiny Center. And they're here at our elementary school in, Hardyville as well. So, I mean, that certainly helps, but, yeah, so I don't think it'll be too big of a deal.
So do you get a certain amount from like the tax base to run the rec center? Because I know like property tax money goes toward that kind of stuff.
Yes, our operational costs are usually covered by the general fund. Our overall, when we provide you all with our end of the year report, it'll give you a breakdown. I think we're less than 3.5% of the total operating budget for the city.
Can you ask for a higher percentage if you're having, if you're,
Not.
okay.
Yeah, that's up to the city manager, but, one of the things that, you have to think about when you run a city, I mean, you've got fire, you've got police, those things take priority. Ambulance, all those things that you have to, take to run a city. So when you look at, the operational cost of the rec center, and that's one of the reasons why we do charge, because I don't know if y'all remember, there was that big argument about
Yep.
it needs to be free versus we need to, have non-residents and residents pay a little bit, but, we do make sure that the 55 and above, the walking track and the gymnasium are free. So anyone that wants to come and walk on the track that lives in Hardyville gets it for free. And our kids were taken care of, as well. But that goes back into it with the general fund, and that covers it. And I think if I should know these numbers by heart, they're in my head. I think it's right around $265,000 to $270,000 that we're looking at for additional revenues for this year, which is, it's a lot for us. Now, when you look at the big overall pie of the city, it's literally a drop in the bucket. But when you look at how much it costs to run the lights back here and the fields and the staff and all that other stuff, that's
Well-
why we keep that number so low.
And I know how integrated everything is. Like there's constantly things going on at the rec center that are city oriented. Like
absolutely.
it's an in and out.
Yep.
I know that better than anybody. So
Yep. Well, I
it's,
do remember when we first opened, everyone was like, "Oh, this rec center, nothing's going to be happening here." And
yeah, it's
lively.
yes, it is very lively. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, Saturday was
So we don't need to include any of that
no
in here.
Yeah, your budget stuff, none of that. The goals really are departmentally wise, where you want to go, where you want to move. If we want to add more staff, if you want to branch off, I would love to add more programming in here, but I can tell you without staff, it's
Yeah.
going to be pretty difficult.
Okay.
You
But,
definitely-
there is a whole section in here about doing, a whole new volunteer base, trying to get people on board to do that so we can start. doing
That's
some
part of the
additional
master
programming.
plan, right? So I guess we've addressed it there.
Yes.
Can anybody think of anything else? Well, and, if you do think of something and you want to, like, email Jen, she can always, like, put it as a question mark along with the other stuff that she gives us. If you think of something, something pops in your head. You know how you're like, why didn't I think of that? After it's all over, so we can, is that fine, Jen? And that way it'll still
Yeah, we won't
get
be meeting
addressed.
again until
The depot, there's gonna be water and so forth.
May.
Is there going to be like a first aid station that's manned when it's open in those hours?
Will there be a first aid station?
Well, they're right next door to the fire department, but,
Well, I mean, like, you know.
I understand what she's saying.
Yes, you know a kid's
it
gonna
staff?
slip and fall and clunk his head.
well, I brought it up last meeting, I think,
did?
because,
If there's gonna be a staff person?
right, because I said
No.
something happened, like I just happened to be there, and I took the child to the fire chief because I knew who he was, and I just happened to see him. But there wasn't like really an area for
That's
like
what
a
I'm asking.
first
There's
aid
no-
area.
It's a playground. It's the same exact thing. So you don't have staff at a playground either.
Is
The
there,
only thing-
will there be an AED there?
Yes, we have
Okay.
AEDs.
Always.
in our
All right.
parks.
Always.
So I don't know. What, to me, an event is different though. If there's an event going on, I think there should be like a designated area.
I agree.
Kind of like at the fair in Columbia, you'd go to the Rocket or
you
whatever,
do a
you know,
5K
like,
Run or something.
right.
so
There
it's a
needs
first
to
aid.
be like a known place that adults and kids know to go to if they're lost or they're hurt or whatever, but especially during like our big events, because there's a lot of people around.
Yes.
So as long as that's there, but playing on the playground, I mean, there might be 10 kids out there.
Could be. But yeah, no, there's
But
no.
not a
There's no
huge-
lifeguards on duty. There's no first aid staff on duty. It's play at your own risk and, you know, I mean, the play surface, is pretty good. It's not concrete surface. So, you know, the risk is always there. It's the same thing with sliding down a slide. You can fall, you could break your
Okay.
arm, you know.
Leighton fell off when they had the little monkey bars, she fell off that and broke her arm out there.
Oh, monkey
Every
bars,
kid broke
the devil.
monkey bars,
The
and
case where
broken
I grew up,
arms.
they could just get the skin peeled
I
off.
mean, it just is what it is.
Metal
you know?
slides.
That's what being
They were
a
like
kid,
20
it's
feet in the
playground,
air and you're like,
yeah.
woo!
All right, guys, let's move on if there's nothing. Oh, do we need to vote on this, Jen?
No, ma'am, I'm gonna bring
Okay.
this back to you.
And we'll vote
and I'm
next
gonna
meet-
update it and I'll bring it back and then from there you'll vote and I'll put it under, old business.
Okay, so if you'll move on to the director report, if you can.
Yes, I'm gonna breeze through this very, very
We're
fast.
gonna do the RAC,
Openings? Yes. So in your email, I did send out, the link for, the Hardyville happenings, and there's also, if you need me to, I think I've already done it, but again, remind me, I can resend it out. If you need just that image, if you wanna, you know, like, copy that from your email and share it to your, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is that you might have, to share that with people that you know. We still have 2 openings for the RAC. I would love to get them filled, and once we have a full house, we can go ahead and, we're up for the chair and the co-chair positions. So we can get that done, but we have to fill these positions, quickly. But I do like this new way of meeting. This has been very nice for me. I just want to let y'all know, so thank y'all. Worked out really good. So, but anyway, like I said, just make sure that you know that is in here. So again, if you need it specific or you need me to send you something, I can. But it is in here. You can literally just clip it. March is pretty busy. As Reagan already said, we have a couple of events coming up. We have our Bunny Bash is coming up. That is going to be on March the 20th from 7 to 9, and that'll be in the very, very back at the trail. And that's a lot of fun. We put these little glow things inside the eggs and toss them all out, and it's funny to see. Again, you know, hey, we're big kids, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to run after it. So we have all kinds of really fun prizes, and we'll have an alcohol vendor that's out there. PD will be on site as well. It's a really good time. And we're one of the only areas, one of the only places in our area that does this. The next one is our regular Easter egg hunt. So we'd love to have you guys out there. I know Reagan needs all the volunteers she can possibly get. So we have the Easter bunny that comes out, and I don't know, we have 6,000 or 8,000 eggs. I don't know, so many eggs.
Yes.
So many eggs. We're kind of over the egg thing. So that is happening. We also have Operation Bunny Drop.
What day is that on?
That's on the 28th. And that one will be from 11 until 1, I think. don't know who the food trucks are, but they're always really good. And the petting zoo will be there.
Yes, we're gonna have Mexican food truck, a hot dog food truck, Kona Ice.
Ooh, I like me a hot dog. Good old fashioned hot dog.
Yeah, Kona Ice will be there. Big Thunder Cookie.
Cookies.
So a lemonade vendor. It'll be a good time.
Awesome.
Okay.
We also have Operation Bunny Drop. That is a program that we've been doing since COVID. That was very popular during the COVID time for those of you that have been with us since the onset. So that is basically an at-home visit from the Easter Bunny, where they'll hide eggs in your yard. The kids can come outside, interact with the Easter Bunny, take pictures, and get some little prizes.
I did it when mine were little, and they had a ball. They were just mesmerized. So I highly recommend you doing it.
Let's see. I don't think it's in. It might be in here. We do have the New Breed Championship that was this past weekend. Again, it was the largest event that we've hosted. So kudos to the team for getting that all together. For our staff, Logan and Willis, and all the rest of the part-timers that helped to make that successful. Memorial Park, when you guys leave, if you go out this way, you'll see the updates. It's coming along. Our goal is by Memorial Day this year. So we'll see. I'm very excited.
Wow,
Yeah.
That
so
quickly?
it's coming along, so.
So when I
that's the
came
goal.
in, yeah.
Again, a goal. It's a priority.
Well, and it was started ahead of everything else, so.
When did we break ground over there?
It was
Oh, my gosh.
July of last
Oh, yeah, it was hot. It was hot as.
It was
It was a
so
long
hot.
time
get out
ago.
that day.
Yeah.
Next weekend is the All-Star Basketball Tournament. Last year we did an All-Star Tournament with Colleton County. So this year it's going to be held here, and that is a partnership with Jasper County Parks and Rec. The YMCA is included in that as well. These are all of our kids that play in our basketball team, so we're super excited about that. And again, the membership options, those are all still the same. And something that's not on here that I forgot is I think it's a Tuesday. I don't have my calendar in front of me. The 31st of March is the food pantry giveaway.
Yes.
And is it the Tuesday, 31st? Trying to pull up two things at once.
Tuesday is the 31st of March.
Yeah, okay. So March 31st, that is our Easter kit giveaway. The Low Country Church will be providing that. And this is a very popular event that we have. So people come in, they go all the way down Randall, and they'll line up all the way around. They get their stuff, and then zoop, they zoom right on back out. It's a huge service in the fall. And at Christmas time, we move it over to Royal Live Oaks because that crowd's much bigger. But they service quite a few families, over 300 to 400 families alone. So, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the budget that got done, turned in. We had our budget meeting last Friday. A very good meeting overall. I think we were close to less than like maybe a $6,000 increase total for the year. So. Good job, PRT. Now, it doesn't mean that we'll get all that we asked for, but hopefully it will. But other than that, I don't have any other reports.
Okay. Any questions for Jen?
I have to digest everything.
Okay. Well, she's good about answering emails, so.
Yeah.
All right, is there, Terry, you have anything, or
No,
any issues or concerns, or?
No, I think we're good. I'm getting my park is getting, a major part of my park is done. I'm settling into
You
my
need to
seat.
drive down there and check out the parking lot.
I'm going to, fortunately, I had my
There's no lighting all the way down there.
granddaughter before
Ah.
meeting, so I didn't get out as early as I would have liked to have. But no, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, let's move down this way. Do you have anything?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
I'm good, thanks.
All right, I think we're all good, Jen.
Okay, just need a motion to adjourn.
All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
A second?
I second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we'll see you May 11th.